Welcome, Wrestle Buddies, to the Wrestle Buddy podcast. I'm your host, Andy, and today I'm joined by most of Wrestle Buddy. We've got Nick. How are we doing, Nick?
I'm good, man. It's been a good week.
We've got Zayn. How are you doing, Matty?
Yeah. Fuck you.
How are you doing, Zayn? How are you doing, mate?
I'm pretty good. I'm surprised to be here, like being here with so many people.
And we've got Matty. Matty, awesome show, by the way, mate. I'm sorry I didn't comment much because I was driving while I was listening to it, but it was awesome. It was really, really good show.
It was really nice to get to know Nick a little better. And
please don't do one with Zayn.
Check it out.
Please don't do one with Zayn.
Nobody needs it. It'll be an hour long about us talking about how great Eddie Kingston is.
And then we've got the one that I can't wait for, the one and only Drip King himself, Jimmy Bay. How are we doing, brother?
Yo, I'm doing good. I finally got my voice completely back from last weekend, so that's good.
Yeah. I just say, I'm absolutely humbled, by the way, Nick, that you say that today was the best looking Wrestle Buddy. I think it was for the best, mate. And thank you.
It's that jawline, the military hairline. You can't knock handsome.
Yeah, you can't argue against that.
And you've got fucking Zayn, looks like a thumb with a fucking wig on.
I absolutely, dude. The genuine love Andy was getting after Nick was like, it's Andy.
Mm-hmm. Right, and well, being a big week, just before we do start as well, Jim, I want to mention your podcast, mate, on YouTube. I proper enjoyed your what's his name? Your WrestleMania blog. I proper enjoyed it, mate. I really did.
I was worried at first because I didn't get no footage of the show, but I was like, no, I'm not going to WrestleMania to record footage. I'm gonna watch the footage. I'm gonna watch it live. I'm not doing all that. But yeah, I'm gonna start doing those more. Those were fun. They were a lot of fun.
Do you know what I keep saying when I go next year? I'm going over obviously to Florida, to Hollywood. I keep thinking to myself, I want to buy like a GoPro and just stick it on my top, so I don't have to stand there doing anything. But I've just got it with me everywhere to go. You know what I mean?
Good idea.
That's what I'm thinking about doing. So
got it like the Predator cannon.
Yeah. Yo, just so I can kind of take it all in, and then after the fact, I can go back and watch the stuff and
watching the Rock wrestle live on your GoPro.
That's the one. There you go. That's exactly it, mate. That's what it's all about, isn't it? You know, so I can't wait for that. Like, but it's going to be. But as I say, guys, if you haven't checked out Jimmy's blog, go and check it out because it was really, really good. I really enjoyed it, and I liked the way it wasn't just all around Dallas either. It was like the trip getting there and stuff as well. It kind of made you feel part of that whole journey, didn't it?
That was a long journey.
Yeah, I bet it was.
You should be right there or something.
How many miles did you drive, Jim?
I don't know the exact miles, but it was all in all about 11 and a half hours of driving. That's not including the stops for the kids to let them, get their energy out, eating, gas, all that stuff. We left at like 8 a.m, and then we pulled in about 11:30, I think. So it was a long day, but I wanted to be there Friday morning to just get going, feet on the ground, start enjoying the weekend.
Yeah. Did you
I think I actually fly in Wednesday next year. I think I fly in on the Wednesday, which is strange.
I'm gonna start planning my trip probably next month for Hollywood. I think I'm gonna fly in probably a day early so I could get that first day to kind of recuperate from the travel and then really enjoy more stuff.
Yeah. So how much did it cost though? The entire trip?
The tickets, I think, were like $1,000 for 3 of us.
That's not terrible.
The Airbnb was $1,000. Gas, I couldn't tell you. I don't remember, but
don't talk to me about gas. You Americans can never whinge about gas ever.
No, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying I don't know the number because we just spent so much on gas.
So did you see Stand and Deliver too live, or did you?
I didn't because with the kids, I don't think they're gonna sit there and do that much wrestling. Especially the little girl, that was her her first wrestling show.
Yeah.
I could have probably done it with my son, but the daughter, she wasn't going to do it. But next year, no kids, so I'm doing much more.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because my girl-
I've booked all mine through Wrestle Travel, and it costs $3,900
Yeah.
for everything.
My girl wanted to do the Effie's gay brunch, but I was like, kids can't do that. So,
Oh no.
No.
so she was bummed about that. But we'll be. Hopefully, that's a thing next year, and we can do that.
All right, then, guys. So let's get into some wrestling, and let's start with Dallas because no place better to start with. Night one, Cody returned. I thought this was so well done. You know, me and you said, Jim, for weeks beforehand that like the way they were kind of doing it, where there was little drops of hints in places, but nothing was properly done. And you know, the way they just come out, he got the win and stuff. Let's start with you, Jimmy. What's your thoughts on that? Mate, you were there. What was the crowd pop like?
I haven't gone back and watched that match on TV, but it was cool. They built the anticipation up at the show really well. As I've gone on record saying, I think Seth was absolutely brilliant in telling the story leading up to the show. So when he was standing in the ring, it went dark, and then you saw the pyro go up the ramp. I was like, yeah, it's Cody for sure, 100%. There was a little bit of me that was thinking it was the Fiend last minute because the way they had lighting structures set up in there, it reminded me of what they used to do with the Fiend. But when it's Cody, the place went crazy. It was awesome. The match. I've heard that people said that there was dead moments during the match from the crowd. I did not experience that at all. The crowd was eaten up pretty much the entire time. So it was a very cool moment. And yeah, the way they built the show to lead to that moment was brilliant. Everything about night one to me was brilliant. The way they just built it up and everything, and that was perfectly placed on the card. And congratulations to Cody for getting that moment because he deserved it.
And you know, everyone's sitting around and saying about the differences between like AEW and WWE, and I don't want to really, you know, smut this by going on too much about it, but Cody's exactly where he should be, isn't he, Matty? Now.
Oh, without a doubt. The moment I saw him come up through the floor and the adulation that he got from that crowd, if he didn't feel like he was home then and there, I don't know what type of a damn homecoming you would want. Because that was almost perfect. From the presentation, his opponent, and everything that went into that match itself felt like it was just the perfect storm.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And, you know, there was no better opponent, was there, Nick, in Seth Rollins to welcome him in. Seth's like the kind of, you know, pillar in WWE presence, and he was the right call, wasn't he?
Seth is the best worker in WWE, and I'll fight anybody on that. He's like, as far as an all-round performer goes, they don't have any better than Seth Rollins. They really don't. Cody needed a great storyteller to tell his story with. Seth is a fantastic storyteller. When it comes to in-ring, his ability to move as a tail from the start of a match to the end of a match, you needed somebody who's knows how to get from A to C without worrying about B. Because Cody was letter B. if this is making any kind of sense. But no, Seth is the best worker in WWE. Cody is the best storyteller of the modern age. Together, that's magic. Like, you don't get a better opponent. You don't.
No, and I think it's one of these rare occasions, Zayn, where a story doesn't really make any difference in terms of how they presented this. I thought they nailed it quite on, and even if they would have built a story up until Mania, I don't think it would have been as good as what they actually did. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I feel like the story itself was kind of who's Seth's opponent, and you don't really need kind of a build-up for that. But still, I will give credit to Rollins for making it interesting enough to the point where you're actually curious as to who his opponent is, because Seth Rollins is a big deal. And whatever match he's going to get, his match is going to be amazing at Mania. So that only adds to the mystique of Cody returning to WWE. But apart from that, I feel like having anyone else other than Rollins couldn't have built this story as better, because Rollins is a good worker at that, and you know that WWE is putting their best guy forward, so you know it's going to be a big occasion for Cody to come out and wrestle Seth.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, as I said, I feel like Cody and his style and everything else, he's finally exactly where he should be now. He should, you know, he's back where, you know, because one thing I'll say about WrestleMania is sports entertainment wise, it was awesome. I mean, you know, the matches, there were some good matches in there and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, I want me wrestling, but I want me entertainment as well. And I think that's something that Cody really wants. And he was, you know, he gave us it in abundance, so that was great anyway. But let's move on anyway. Just very quickly, one word answer. Who do you think Cody's first feud should be, Nick?
AJ Styles.
Zayn?
Edge.
Matty?
I'm gonna go with my boy Kevin Owens.
Okay, Bebe?
Stick with Seth.
Okay, interesting. Some good ones there. I think just to go to Edge, Zayn, I think that's something the further down the line. Maybe if he brings the Nightmare Factory or family or whatever into WWE, you know, that'd be a good little feud further down the line once Edge has built up his minions. Eddie, fuck off, Alex.
And I'm not gonna stand by and see all these people shit on Cody versus The Miz. That's going to be good.
Yeah.
That's going to be good. I don't know what the fuck these people are on, but Cody and Miz, that's, in terms of sports entertainment, that's as sports entertainment as you can get between two people. They got their
Do you
own
want me to play the
reality
devil's
show.
advocate here? Like, I can shit on it a bit, like, just for the sake of argument. Because I feel like, if for example, like, if you think you have Cody and then you want the biggest possible feuds coming out of it. Because when you had Edge and him prior to WrestleMania, his feud was with Miz, and I was kind of let down by that. So if I have Cody and I want him to feud with someone big before SummerSlam or during that period, I wouldn't want it to be the Miz, because you have all eyes on Cody right now, and you want him to be in some sort of a big capacity feud.
We don't even know if this is a feud. This is just a match. It might even be a segment. People just jumping the gun on it.
And we still got, we still have
If you think
4
Seth is
months.
completely okay with losing at WrestleMania to Cody Rhodes, and he's just gonna let it slide, come and shake his, you crazy? You don't watch the show.
We have almost we have almost 4 months until SummerSlam.
Yeah.
What? If
Yeah,
this
and
is gonna
WWE
stop
usually
up
drags
at-
out their feuds like 2-3 months.
If
And
this
they
is
should.
just-
That's
no,
how
they
feuds work.
yeah.
Right,
No,
okay.
it's like-
Right, Shane, shut up.
Fuck you guys.
Right, let's move on from Cody now, okay? So, one thing that I want to slot in here very quick is the Universal and WWE Championships. Obviously, Roman holds them both now. At the moment, we haven't really heard what's going to go on with this at the moment. I think that everyone was saying, "Oh, Roman could have said more," but I think he's injured. I think he's genuinely injured from his WrestleMania match. So I like the way they lowballed it, and I like the way on SmackDown he was like, "Right, I've unified the belts now. Usos, you go and do it," which I thought was awesome. Do you think we're going to get unified titles forever, Matty, or do you think we're going to see us splitting them again?
Oh, this is the WWE. We're gonna split them up again eventually, but if yeah, I was about to say, like Jimmy, just it's all about how much they can sell those damn belts.
Yeah, and the thing you got to remember when we had Becky 2 belts?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, after Mania as well.
Yeah, if they unify them, I wouldn't be against it, as long as they get us something other than those dime belts. But
Unify them and bring back Big Goldie on Raw.
Or
I would be
Or
so
he's
happy
happy.
if they brought back like the old world tag titles that Raw used to have.
the one that Cody Rhodes was referencing in his promo is the one they will bring back, and it'll be Cody that wins it, and that's your full circle story right there.
Yeah.
And then you're going to sell a ton of those titles because nostalgia is always a thing.
Yeah.
It's all money, baby. It's all money.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've stood them there. Would you like to see them come back as the? Would you like to see them stay unified, or would you like to see a different?
I'm absolutely fine with them keeping the unified belts, but SmackDown's on one show on network, Raw's on another network. Those networks want their own champion.
Yeah.
Right, so there's going to be 2 titles. Like you say, Becky 2 belts lasted, what, 3 months?
1
And
month.
then 1 month.
If that,
There
yeah.
you go.
1 month, yeah.
1 month, and then they got rid of it again. So even if I've said it before, give Roman 1 title that's like the unified Universal Championship or whatever the hell you want to call it. Then just bring back Cody's belt on Raw. Right? Just do it that way. Everybody will be happy, whether it's Big Goldie, whether it's the title that his father was going to win, whichever it is. That's the best way to go, because it's money.
Yeah, that's it.
It's all about
Zayn,
money.
what's your thoughts on it, my man?
Yeah, I really want to see them separated, and I feel like that's going to be the end result here as well. But the only issue is I don't want to see Roman take a pin unless he's losing the Universal Championship or Roman lose a belt. And if you're going to have to kind of vacate a title or separate it from, or once you unify the belts and you bring back another title, the issue is that then you kind of have like you're losing the point of unifying the titles themselves, because you're just degrading the next title that comes in. It's kind of like the secondary title because you can't beat Roman. Here you have it. Here's another title for you.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Well,
I just want
only
to point
time
out
will
that
tell.
Zayn is definitely a bot. There's no way around that. He's what Tony Khan's talking about.
Yeah.
He is, isn't he? Well, next thing we'll talk about, guys, is
my
Nash
internet acting up
Carter's
again.
release. Yeah, look at him. He's
Yeah.
Oh,
What
are we
was
going to
that-
skip
what
over?
was that
are we gonna skip
program
over
from?
Stone Cold?
No. We'll get to Stone Cold, don't you worry.
Okay.
Don't you worry. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's go through all of it. Let's go through WrestleMania then. Let's go through WrestleMania as a whole. So, let's go for the next thing for me. I'm going to say Stone Cold and Kevin Owens, because that was my other highlight from the match. Jimmy, what was it like there, man?
There will never be another moment in my life where I am that fucking pumped for anything. Like, I had to put everything down on my seat, anticipating that moment, and they built it up. Having Kevin Owens come out there and just talk, and just people are like, yo, come on. When's the glass breaking? And then when it broke, I couldn't hear anything else because I was just so fucking loud, and I'm just screaming, and it was amazing. And he left, and he came back on the four-wheeler, and I lost my mind again. And the best part about it is my son, he's clearly he never got to see Stone Cold, obviously.
Yeah.
But he could tell how major of a moment that was, that he was going just as crazy as I was.
Yeah.
And at the end, when we all started to calm down, which is, I don't know, 5-10 minutes later, that he just looked at me. He's like, we embraced in a hug, and it was just it was the most beautiful moment I've ever experienced in wrestling. And I highly doubt I'll ever experience anything like that again. I'm so happy that it delivered the way I said it would the entire time. I got a lot of people arguing with me about it, but I told you it was going to be a match the entire time. There's no way around it. And it was just absolutely beautiful.
Oh, man. Well, I was on the live stream with Nick, and Nick will tell you, I couldn't speak. I was really, choked up, And Matty, I was really choked up, mate. And I was just watching it on the thing, and never mind being there, I can imagine.
Yeah, I swear, Andy, you were this close to actually just crying.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I honestly
100%
I thought you were gonna cry. I was gobsmacked when it happened.
Oh no!
But you were utterly stunned.
Yeah.
But no, it's just amazing. I mean, for guys, you wouldn't.
Yeah, you've got to remember though, Nick. Like me and Jimmy are the
young.
same. Me and Jimmy are in the same age group. So for us, it's like it really is that big. Like,
bro, I was 4 when Stone Cold had his last damn match. This was nuts to me.
Yeah,
mate,
it was absolutely nuts.
I remember watching the Stunning Steve Austin.
So do I. Well, I'm older than you two, aren't I?
You are, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why he left you out of the age group. I think he's calling you old, Nick.
Everybody says I'm old. This is fine. It's fine. I'm not even 40 yet. This is fine.
Yeah, and we've got Zayn, who was just a little swimmer in his father's ball bag when Stone Cold was running right.
Yeah.
Glimmer in his daddy's eye.
Yeah.
My brother had some
to be
friends
very
over.
honest, I couldn't give.
Yeah, see, look at that.
I couldn't give
I
less.
look much younger than
fuck
Zayn
about
without my
Stone Cold
glasses.
returning.
There you go.
My brother had some of his friends over, and I looked at them and I was like, "Hold on, age check. None of you were alive when Stone Cold had his last match."
Yeah. It's always
Crazy, isn't it?
But
insane.
how into that moment were they? That's what I'm curious about.
They were really into it. Like my brother, who has been watching it with me ever since he's been born, he had the appreciation of it. Those people seeing Stone Cold wrestle for the first time, they were like, how old is he?
Yeah.
And they saw him take the suplex onto concrete.
Yeah. Guys, big quick
Here's the
one.
thing.
Do we all think that he's going to go back again? He's going to wrestle again?
I hope not. I
So-
hope not. That was perfect.
Saudi show, yeah. I feel like Saudi show. He's gonna do Saudi show.
No, I think he's done. I think that's it for Austin.
For
'Cause
his
you got to realize Vince has offered him Saudi money many times now.
Yeah, I
He
know, but
always
now
turns
that
it
he's
down.
done it and he's took a bump on the concrete and he's done all this,
Yeah.
he's that guy.
He might have the
What
bug back,
what
but-
if?
I'll ask a question to as my answer. Do you think that match works if it's not a no holds barred and he just gets to just beat ass? If it's an actual match, do you think it works as effectively?
Yeah,
No,
Like, are we
not at all.
talking?
I think it
No,
had
no.
to be what it was for
No
it to work.
chance.
And I don't know if Stone Cold could go in and deliver the kind of match that he holds himself up to if
Without.
it's just a regular WrestleMania. I don't think he
Yep.
could do it. And I know that with his mindset, the fact that he was able to stay away for 19 years, that I don't think he would risk tarnishing, which you can't tarnish his legacy. He's the fucking GOAT.
No.
But
Yeah.
he's not going to risk tarnishing his legacy in his mind with just for some like $2 million payday in Saudi against some.
Yeah, but
I don't
here's the
think
but here's
That's
the
what I
thing.
think.
Now he's gotten that rush at Mania, right? He knows that he can go through. What if that's kind of his little greed coming in, or not even his little greed, his chase or the high he's getting from having that adrenaline rush at Mania, and he kind of knows that he can go 13 minutes in a no holds barred match. What if he's like, maybe my legacy won't be tarnished, I can make a quick buck out of doing a Saudi show?
Well, I don't
Yeah.
think for Austin it's about the money, Zayn.
Yeah.
I
No.
don't think it's about the money at all.
At
It's
this
like
point, I
that
think
man
it was-
loves this business. Like
I
he
think this
loves
was-
this business.
This was definitely, I think, Stone Cold being like, this is the proper send off. Like that match with The Rock was the send off. This is the cowboy walking into the sunset.
Yeah.
When he went into the Rock, it was like, should this be my last? That was his mindset. Should this be my last match? Last match, and he was happy with it. But in the back of his mind, when he's interviewing all these guys that held on for so long, he's thinking like, could I do that one last dance?
Yeah.
So he did it. It worked amazingly, and he's not going to sit there because he saw what happened with the Undertaker and Shawn Michaels when he came back for that awful fucking
Awful
tag
shit in
match.
Saudi.
Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, all these guys that stayed way too long, and it's like that's how people remember them as opposed to what they used to be. And Stone Cold, as Nick's saying, he loves this business too much for people to remember him as the guy that came back after 19 years trying to squeeze in a few matches for a quick buck.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to next year then. The Rock, I expect we may see him at the end of this Mania. We didn't. Do we still think it's on for next year for him?
Where is
Yeah.
SummerSlam?
I don't know at this point, man. I think I don't think we see a match.
Right.
I think so. We do.
Right. I don't think we see a match, and that is because the last time The Rock wrestled was for 30 odd seconds against Eric Rowan. I believe it was the 29.5 seconds.
Yeah.
He got injured in that match, and it put the filming back of whatever movie he was making on at the time back 6 months, and his insurance company went absolutely ballistic at him.
All he did was take off his shirt, a pair
Yeah.
of fucking windbreakers,
Yeah,
deliver to
that's it.
rock bottom, and got hurt.
Yeah, and he tore his pec. Right, because The Rock is no longer built for professional wrestling. He's built for bodybuilding and for the show.
No.
No. Yeah, I mean, I get that, but I still think we're going to see him. I think he'll still want that last hurrah. You know, he's got the XFL coming up not long after WrestleMania. So what a place
true.
to promote it, for one. And for two, you know, he's probably not going to have a movie schedule on the go at that point when he's trying to promote the XFL. So it could, you know, the stars could align nicely. I know Uncle Dave was saying, oh, the XFL could stop him coming, but I think it wouldn't stop him coming. I think it'd make him come more. And
I want to see The Rock, like really do want to see The Rock versus Roman at next year's WrestleMania, but always expect the worst. You're always pleasantly surprised.
yeah, Jim?
I'll say this: if The Rock isn't in the Hall of Fame class, then yes, he will definitely be wrestling in Hollywood. If he is in the Hall of Fame class, which he would be the head of with Bautista, then I don't see him wrestling. I don't. He'll get the wrestling
and here's-
moment. He'll host or something. he might come out there and talk smack to somebody. But
Yeah.
if he's in the Hall of Fame class, then I don't see him wrestling at all.
And here's the thing as well.
Batista still
Yeah, go
hasn't
ahead,
been in the Hall of Fame?
And he's going to be inducted next year.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They were holding it off
Yeah,
for the
he's holding
Hollywood.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
here's
so
the
you
thing
might-
as well. I was thinking that Roman Story deserves a proper cap off, because if that's not where it's heading, then I don't know where it's going, because the entire thing of him being the head of the table and Paul Heyman constantly referring to the Anoa'i family, I feel like, I know it might not be convenient, but it's going to be really good, really nice if we can see The Rock come back. And if there's one match that's going to bring The Rock back, it's this one. Otherwise, like, this is it. It's like a now or never situation. Either The Rock comes back or he's staying out forever.
Yeah, I agree. I agree that if there's one match, this is the match.
Yeah.
If you're gonna sell that match for next year, I don't see why you don't start it as soon as
Now.
possible to get them eyes and them minds working and be like, okay, we're ready. Let's get it
Just
going.
like they did with Rock Cena, build it
Exactly.
up for a year.
Build the
Yeah,
anticipation as long
but
as you possibly
maybe
can.
it's SummerSlam, as Matty says. SummerSlam's a stadium show, so maybe you'd have The Rock appear there anyway, but nothing to do with Roman, just appear, and then he makes his appearance to sell the tickets, and then you go, right, we're off to the races now. Do you know what I mean?
The only thing I've got to ask about SummerSlam this year is, like, where is it? Because
Is it in Tennessee?
it's in Tennessee.
Pakistan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Money in the Bank is in Vegas, I think, though. And
It is, yeah.
I think we might be able to see it at Money in the Bank, because I think I heard.
Well, is
that's
Money in
gonna
the
be
Bank's only like a
stadium
month
show this
away,
year.
isn't it?
2 months, I think.
2 months.
To June.
Yeah, it's in between now and SummerSlam.
Yeah, so it's like June, is it?
I think so.
I think the beginning of June. No, it's in May
Okay.
because they moved SummerSlam up a month.
Right.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, because they're
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
do the UK pay-per-view, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, does it have a name yet?
No, they haven't even
When you
announced
hit
it yet, to be honest.
I'm calling it I Am Going.
It's
I'm
called. It's
calling it, I
called.
tried to get tickets.
It's
I
about
looked at
time.
plane tickets and everything. I want to go to a UK show so bad. I'm sorry to steal a seat, but I just the environment is too awesome.
Mate, you
Not
can get. You
experienced
can
it
get.
once in my life.
You have to. Our crowds
Get
are
a
the best.
plane, mate, and it will come to Liverpool. Come and stay in Liverpool. It's cheaper down here, and I'll take you to it.
I'm doing it one time. I know for a fact there will be a time in my life I go to a UK show. It's too
Oh,
awesome to not.
I'm
do.
not gonna lie. There was a point in time where I was about to shill out like $1,500 just to catch a Progress show.
Yeah, man. Progress is awesome.
I was a huge fan of them for like about 3 years.
Yeah, TNT
And
is
then
awesome
COVID
as well.
happened.
Yeah,
TNT over the
is
years
amazing.
really good. But anyway, let's move on to night number 2. I'm not gonna. I know Becky and Bianca was brilliant, but I don't think there's really much to unpack there. It really was, wasn't it? Best night of the match for me, Jim. I think if I had me Austin tinted sunglasses on, then obviously it's that. But in terms of the actual match, that one was the one. But night 2, Pat McAfee versus Vince McMahon.
Oh yeah,
Brilliant.
give
Absolutely
Pat McAfee his
fantastic.
flowers.
Oh, he was awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
Go on, Jimmy. I can see you slugging and
I'll say this. I love Pat McAfee as much as everyone else. I think he's awesome. He's an awesome human being, everything. And I'm glad he's getting his flowers because a lot of people didn't see what he did in NXT. But what he did in that match was the exact same thing he did in NXT.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
So-
all
yeah.
it needed to be.
It's still cool. I'm not knocking it, but it's like, y'all should have been watching NXT and seeing what he did with Adam Cole because it was, if it's not as good, it was better. But with
Yeah.
that said, it's a bigger stage. The entrance he had, it was my favorite entrance of the whole weekend. It was fantastic.
yeah. What was the crowd like for that? Because that Seven Nation Army
Oh.
over in the UK is just.
I would
boom,
say
everything.
he had probably the 4th biggest pop of the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not surprising.
They were really into Pat, and as far as the whole match goes, I would say they were the most invested in that one as far as
Yeah.
participating. It was
I know.
really cool.
And I just want, obviously, that he won that match against it, and he ends up going Vinnie Mac, which was come out of nowhere. It was brilliant. Zayn, how does it feel that a 76-year-old man has got a better body than you?
It feels
So-
better.
So he's
feels good.
how many years? He's 57 years older than you.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I haven't hit the gym in like what ever since I was born.
Vince McMahon hit
You
the
even
gym
know a guy named
longer
Jim?
than you have your entire
Did-
life.
Okay, no. Did any of you guys? I know Andy might have caught it because it was on the Pat McAfee show. Vince McMahon sent Pat McAfee a video of him in the gym,
Yes.
squatting 1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Vince is an animal, bro.
Yeah, but here's the thing. At least I'm not suffering from like old age or anything. Much like most
I don't
of you
think
guys
he's
here.
suffering from old
We
age.
don't
That man is
suffer
gonna
from
outlive
old
all of
age,
us.
Zane.
He's
It's
going
not,
to
it's
outlive
not a
all.
disease or
Knowledge
an
is power.
illness.
Knowledge is
It's not-
power, you little shit.
yes. It's called wisdom that comes with age.
Plus, all of us here have pubes and you don't.
I feel like I'm the fucking middle child.
I have them on my head.
Yeah, but Matt, you're not a virgin in Zane.
Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like I'm the middle child here. I'm watching the little brother get picked on by the 3 older brothers, and I'm just sitting here like, okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
Vince,
bro.
Oh, that's the straight up bullshit,
Alex.
right?
Yeah, let
Alex,
me ask
get
you
that
this
back up.
question, Zane, right? How does it
Yeah.
feel that Vince McMahon draws more money than Eddie Kingston?
Of course, he's going to draw more money than Eddie Kingston. Like, who wouldn't want to see a 76-year-old owner, billionaire, step inside the ring? Like, if
So are you
Like,
admitting
there's a lot
that
of people that didn't
76-year-old
wanna see
man is better than Eddie Kingston?
drawing more
Vince-
money and being
Vince has
better are two
already
different
won-
things.
Vince has won more
No,
titles than
no,
Eddie
no.
Kingston.
In pro wrestling, what matters is how much money you draw at the end of the day. That determines how
No,
good
no,
you are.
you're just
So are you
confining
saying?
the bound.
No,
are
no,
you
You're just
saying?
confining the boundaries.
No.
Ask
In
any
pro-
professional wrestler, and they'll tell you the exact same thing, Zane.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. Who draws the
Well,
most?
well, in that
So are you admitting?
well, in that manner,
we
Vince
go
is-
back.
well, in that manner,
We go back to
Vince
the
is
point.
better
Are you
than
admitting
Kenny
that a
Omega as well,
76-year-old man is better than Eddie Kingston?
No, look, this is just a weird circular argument. This is flawed. This is pure bullshit.
No,
Okay, well, let's move on from that bit then. So the one thing that I did want to go on about just very quickly, because it's one thing that like the AEW fans were going on about this on Twitter, and I hate to say the AEW fans because I'm an AEW fan myself, do you know what I mean? But the Johnny Knoxville match versus Sami Zayn, sports entertaining personified, and absolute quality, and that's why I wanted to mention it. You know, they played, and it was so nice to see Hans Henry's growing up as well, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
it
I'm
was
sorry,
such an
but-
amazing.
It's funny they used the pyro from the death match in AEW during this match.
No, seeing Party Boy do his thing was hilarious.
Oh yeah, no,
Right.
Pontius in the thong had me dead. I was not
Do you know?
expecting that.
Do you know what I mean? I was a bit gutted of the
here's-
fact that they didn't bring out Preston. I thought he should have been brought out more
No,
thingy into it.
have
like.
him do the Kevin Owens fucking cannonball to Sammy in the corner.
No.
Yeah, Zane, I've got
Yeah,
one
yeah.
for you, right? Did you see on Twitter, right? Somebody turned around and put on Twitter a picture of a wee man slamming Zayn with underneath hashtag Andre Hogan who.
Did you see the one where they added the commentary for the Andre Hogan match?
I did. I love
It's-
that.
Yeah,
it's
I did.
so brilliant.
Yeah,
It's so
and here's
good.
the thing: the fun part about the match is that I knew not any of these people. I'm not hip with Johnny Knoxville or the entire crew of Jackass, but it was still too damn
Hey.
entertaining for me.
Oh, you're so
Zane.
damn young, Zane.
Zane,
My
It was
son
very
knows
entertaining.
from Jackass.
You are
all
such a
we
virgin.
do-
You are such a virgin, Zane.
You really are.
I'm a virgin for not knowing what Jackass is. It's more like you 4 people are virgins for knowing what Jackass is. And
We have
keeping up
children.
with-
I have
Me and
evidence
Jimmy
that
have
that's
children
not
to
the
prove
case.
it.
I mean,
I've got
I'm not saying
a
shit, I
little
ain't got no
10
kids.
stone beast walking around that says with me I'm no virgin, Zane.
A 10-stone beast.
I'm so glad this match was received the way it was, because if there's anybody on that roster that it deserves the
Yeah.
the praise they're getting right now, it's Sami freaking Zayn.
Yeah.
Oh,
For just
he-
Yeah.
He
From
put
the
that
moment
on
he's
his
arrived.
top 4.
yeah,
Yeah.
since the minute he's arrived, he has not gotten the platform to really do what he does best. And over the past
quick-
year and a half, he's been brilliant. And to cap it off with this kind of moment at WrestleMania, congratulations.
Quick
to
question.
Zayn.
Uh,
It was beautiful.
Just a short, quick question. Do you guys reckon he's going to win the World Championship in the next 5 years?
Sami
I
Zayn now.
have
hope so.
Sami
I have a
Zayn.
storyline where he should and he could.
Yeah,
It won't happen, but I do
it could
have it
happen.
And it came to me when I was doing the Kevin Owens Sami Zayn thing, because that match, the Jackass one, is what inspired me to write that whole thing to begin with, because of just how damn good Sami Zayn did.
Yeah, I love Sammy anything, but I don't think he's going to win the championship, unfortunately. Unfortunately, because I wouldn't mind seeing him do it. Right, so let's move on then. So Raw after Mania it wasn't very good, unfortunately. It wasn't
One
very
moment
good
stood
at all.
out. One moment stood out.
Yeah, and you know what I loved is Ezekiel when he come in.
Elias, is that you?
That is the greatest troll job by Vince McMahon I've ever seen. For all people like, don't treat us like we're idiots. All right, I'll treat you like an even bigger idiot.
Yeah, I was about to say he treated us like we were Neanderthals.
Oh, it was brilliant! Absolute class.
So much.
Was that your
like
part, Zayn?
No, mine was Cody's head sticking out of the elevator for 5 seconds for the Cody bit, and he's just like staring around. And
All right,
right,
stop being an internet troll, Zayn. Right, we'll move on from that. Right.
I will say before we go on though, I just lost my train of thought. It was on the last topic that we were on. Yeah, Ezekiel. If you were going to give anybody that I'm their younger brother gimmick, I think Elias may be the perfect person to take that up, because he is so damn good at being a character.
He knows how to work a crowd.
Oh, he knows how to have them in the palm of his hand.
The fact that him and Kevin Owens were not cracking up during that segment is beyond
a miracle.
I was dying on the couch. Yeah. I was like, what the?
No. I know who you are. I know that I know those eyes.
No,
you are Elias.
I'm his younger brother, Ezekiel. It's like, bro.
All right, guys. Well, let's move on then. We'll have a little quick look at AEW and Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor Super Card of Honor was really good. The Briscoes versus FTR was brilliant. Criticism: Tony Khan flapping around like a stupid donkey who just found his dick. When Samoa Joe come out was, not very good. Exactly.
I didn't even see Tony Khan doing all that, because I was too enthralled by the fact that, holy shit, Samoa Joe is murdering Sanjay Dutt.
Yeah, but just, it's like it's Samoa Joe, mate, you know what I mean? And I love Samoa Joe, and don't get me wrong, but it's like, why do you have to be out there like a flapping seal all the time? Go away. Do you know what I mean? He's becoming a real knobhead as time goes on.
He's becoming a parody of Vince.
That moment took away from Samoa Joe.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because people were like, look at Tony Khan acting like a fucking idiot, as opposed to like, Samoa Joe is here. That's the problem with it.
I also will say, though, that new theme for Samoa Joe slaps. It is so damn vibe.
Mikey Ruckus is pretty good at it. Like, every single new AEW theme that Mikey Ruckus has produced within the past 7-8 months have been bangers. So
Speaking
props
of,
to that guy.
I was gonna keep this a little quiet, but I actually I shot him a DM to see if maybe he'll do an interview with us one of these days.
Who's that, Joe?
Mikey Ruckus, the guy that does the AEW themes.
Yeah, oh cool, that'd be awesome. That'd be really good. I'd love to get Jim Johnson. I don't even know where he is now.
He's in his basement.
That would be amazing.
Shut up.
Yeah, he's in his basement, sitting at that grand piano, writing amazing music.
Are you even old enough?
Who's he writing it for now?
What was that?
Who's he writing it for now? Because he doesn't do WWE anymore.
Does he do scores for movies now? I think is what he said.
I think
he had with Van Vliet.
He had the interview and was trying to he kind of said that he could help out with AEW, and I think that was just him trying to get in at AEW, trying to get a spot there. But I feel like AEW is fine with Mikey Ruckus right now. The themes are amazing.
Yeah. Okay, well, other news on AEW, I thought Yuta versus Johnny Moxley was fire. Really,
match of the year.
If you haven't already, done so, guys, go and check out Jimmy's AEW review. It's awesome as always. And the Bucks versus FTR. I hate the Young Bucks. Everybody knows my feeling about them. I don't like them. Flippy, flappy little bitches. But this match was fire between the Young Bucks and FTR. Credit where credit's due. fantastic
Honestly,
match.
better than the first one.
It wasn't as good as the Briscoes match.
It was better.
It was better than the
because,
first
yeah.
one with the Bucks and FTR.
Oh, I thought you were
First
saying
one.
FTR Bucks the first
No.
one.
I'm
Okay.
saying this one is better than FTR Bucks, the first one.
Okay, I was about to
Yeah.
say, if you were saying the Briscoes, I was like, no, that's
No,
the best tag team
no,
match
yeah.
I've seen since Revolution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the Briscoes
Yeah,
have lost in the space of 4 days. They've lost every belt that they had, haven't they?
What?
No. They're the GCW tag champs.
No, they're not.
Again,
No.
because they lost him to Ali and Effie last night.
Oh no! I haven't watched that show yet. Spoilers.
I'm sorry.
Thanks, Matty. I'm gonna watch that on Tuesday.
Go ahead, Jim.
I'm curious what tag match Maddie was talking about at Revolution.
The Hangman Omega versus the Bucks.
Versus
Okay,
yeah.
okay. I'll allow it.
Look, Jimmy,
What
no need to be a
Revolution
hater
tag
right
match
now.
are you
It
talking
was
I
about,
was
great.
thinking
Jim?
of a completely different pay-per-view. That's why.
Now I'm interested. What
Oh.
tag match are you thinking of?
I was thinking you were talking about the Young Bucks luchadors, and I was just.
Oh, the
put them in
cage
the
match.
corner.
I didn't enjoy that as
Yeah.
much. I didn't enjoy that as
No,
much.
it
to be honest.
was
That
that
was-
was all right, but again, it was still the Young Bucks with the flippy, fappy, shitty,
It was extremely overbooked. The moment they brought
Yeah.
out the thumbtacks,
Yeah.
thumbtack sneakers, I was like,
The
nope.
Young Bucks beat the shit out of the luchadors for like 10 to 15 minutes, and then the
Minutes.
luchadors got offense in for 5 minutes and won.
It's the
Do you know
Lucha
one
Bros.
thing I love though at the
Whatever.
moment is it just
Whatever,
shows you right is obviously the Bucks put their own stuff and it's always the same. You can see where the Young Bucks have had any kind of influence on what they're doing straight away. You can go, that's a Young Bucks bit that. But on AEW at the moment, the Blackpool Combat Club is the bomb. And it just shows
Best
you it's
thing.
somebody with a bit of direction who knows what they're doing psychology wise and everything. And like, you know, look at Wheeler, you said it was like you've got to have the technical match with Danielson, and then he had to have the brawling match with Moxley, and then it's like now he's earned the respect of Regal, and it's like, yo, it's just so well done, isn't it? So well done.
Question for everybody: if you could add one more member to this group, who is it? Who would you put in it?
Marina
Samoa
Shafir.
Joe.
Daniel Garcia.
Marina Shafir.
Doing women, I'm saying Serena Deeb, but
Yeah.
I think this is a great way. If you are going to bring him in, I think Cesaro fits in perfectly with these guys.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Good.
That's my mate,
Do you know who
Matt.
I'd
That's my mate,
bring in?
Matty
Sammy
thinks.
Guevara. And I'll tell you why I'd bring him in, because you've
Get
got...
away from Tay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
take him
that's
well
a
away
good
from
take.
Tay. No, but the reason I'd bring him in there is because you've got your technical wrestler in... or you could bring in Kingston's another one, because you've got your technical
makes sense.
wrestler...
You're drinking. The
Yeah, that
Kool-Aid.
makes sense storyline-wise. That
No,
makes sense
okay,
storyline-wise,
listen to
but-
me. Right. Guevara, because you've got the technical wrestler in Bryan, you've got the brawler in Moxley, and then you've got the high flyer from Guevara, and then it's like, you know, William slaps him and all the stuff he does, and it's kind of like, okay, you're the prodigy, you're the young, you know, I'd like them to bring in someone really young and say, okay, well, you know, instead of being the brawler like the man Moxley or the technical guy like the man Danielson, somebody we're gonna make a clone of them two together, and you're gonna be the future of the Combat Club.
Isn't that what Wheeler Utah is though?
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, so maybe I'd leave it at that then.
A question: do you reckon the Forbidden Door is gonna get busted open for this one? Like, I'd love to see Zack Sabre Jr. over here for a while.
We were.
If I, do you
Just
know what,
talking about
mate?
that before.
I'll tell you straight. If I was anybody else, I would not work with AEW after the Impact stuff, because I don't feel like Impact got any benefit out of that, and all the benefit was on AEW side. So for me, it's like I'd look at that and think, well, you know, you're not going to give me
Impact's
no benefits
ratings
out of it.
went down when Kenny was champ.
It's only going to be one-way traffic, and I just wouldn't want to do it if that was me.
They had one job, and it was to let Kenny Omega
But it's
actually
like-
lose the Impact title to someone in Impact to put them over, and they completely avoided it. Like, what
Yeah.
Completely
But it's like
avoided it.
Have you seen the New Japan card? I can't remember the name of the show, but like the card is like it's crept up on me, and I feel like New Japan is
Ospreay
really going to
Mox?
benefit. Yeah, Osprey Mox,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
The Chicago show.
yeah. And I feel like
Well-
New Japan's going to benefit from the partnership. I don't think it's going to be a case like the Impact, because
But
Impact.
the thing is, though, is that a is that a forbidden door, or is that just Moxley doing what he wants to do? Because let's not
Yeah, 'cause
forget,
Moxley's been
Moxley.
doing that since he left WWE.
Yep.
Moxley announced that he was going on to a GCW show post rehab before he even announced he was back on AEW.
And-
So
But isn't other AEW talent on the card as well? I feel like
and
someone else.
also AEW shows are going to start getting put on the the New
NJPW.
Japan
Yeah.
programming. So there is a partnership there. My only issue with it is that's not growing your audience because the people who watch New Japan are already watching AEW.
Yeah.
So you're just really, and it's cool that they're doing that for their fans. It really is. I'm not knocking it at all. But at this point, AEW should be focusing on growing their audience, and this is not going to do it.
But bring in a name like Okada, right? And there's going to be
Known
people.
to the people who already watched the show, though. That's the problem.
Yeah, but not necessarily, because many non-AEW people know who Okada is, right? And
They heard it because of the AEW and the New Japan fan base. And that's not a knock. Enjoy what you enjoy. I'm not shitting on it. But the only people who know or care about Okada are the ones who are already watching that show. So again, it's cool for the fans. It's absolutely cool for the fans.
To Jimmy's point on that as well, you see how many people, whenever Okada gets brought up, how many people are like, "Who's that guy?"
Yeah.
It
happened with Suzuki, and again,
it happened with
cool
Suzuki.
Moment. Absolutely cool.
Yeah.
The fans at the show loved it. The fans on Twitter loved it. The people who don't know who he is because they don't watch that stuff, they're like,
Didn't know.
have a clue.
yeah,
okay, why is this guy getting this grand entrance? Who is he? Why should I care? Because they don't even bother to explain why I should care. And that's the problem. If they went to the depths of saying, like, this is Okada, this is why it should matter, this is why you should care, then maybe fans, I'm one of those guys. I know who he is. I don't know enough about him. Explain to me why I should be invested or why I should care, and then maybe you can grow your audience that way. But they don't do that. They just say, hey, guys, you know Okada. Now he's on our show.
Here.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help grow your audience.
all right, okay then, guys. So just before we figure off, we close today's pod. Nash Carter's release. So I've been watching this, quite interested. Well, is it good though? Because don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that I agree with the women getting any domestic violence, and that's not. I don't totally, but I've seen so many conflicting things and stuff like that, and it's like,
put it this way. WWE is a publicly traded company, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether it's true or whether it's not true. Their hands are tied. They have no choice but to release that man because he looks bad for the company. They have no choice. It is a good decision for WWE to release him.
oh yeah,
Whether
it is. But you feel like he's
whether the allegations are true or not.
And it had
that's a
nothing to do with the
different story.
allegations. I don't think it had anything to do with allegations.
Yeah.
I think once that Hitler photo came out, it was a wrap for him. And it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it was like 10 years old or whatever. It's out there. We now know the name to the face, and it's like we can't have that. Especially with all the shit they got last 2 months ago when they changed Walter's name. They can't do anything about it. They gotta just wipe the slate clean. Hopefully it can all blow over and Nash Carter can come back, because I think the MSK is fantastic and would really help the tag division one day. But
Speaking of
it's
tag
tough,
division,
but I get it.
Speaking of tag division, what the fuck are they going to do about the tag titles in NXT?
it's NXT. They'll just vacate them, won't they?
No, yeah, they already said that they vacated them.
Oh, okay.
They'll just have it. They'll have a couple of championship contender matches, and then those two will face off, and boom, new champs.
And
Hopefully
speaking
Wesley
of,
doesn't get brushed aside. So
and speaking of Gunther and the now Ludwig, they got brought up to SmackDown. How do you guys feel about that?
I love it. I actually watched SmackDown this week, and I thought the presentation was still there. They changed the color of his tights. That's it.
Yeah. And they've changed the music, haven't they?
The music
I
has
think they
changed.
changed it in NXT a few weeks ago.
But
the music was a stand deliver as well.
So
but no, I like it. I'm glad. I love Walter. I'm a big fan. I like Fabian Eichner, Marcel Bartel, whichever one.
it was Marcel.
Yeah,
Maybe
Marcel.
Knoxville still in
like-
NXT.
Yeah, I like Marcel Bartel. I think they'll work well together.
And
I like the red. As sad as that is, I like all
Yeah,
the
it
red,
looks
the red
good.
coat
Yeah.
and stuff. The presentation's really good.
And so all the people who give Gunther shit for slimming down and not looking like he did,
He looks
shut
great.
The hell, he looks
he looks
so much more intimidating.
phenomenal.
He is in the best shape he has ever been in.
So why anybody's complaining about that is like
everyone's gonna have an issue with everything. That's something
Yeah,
I've learned
yeah,
being on the IWC
it's
for
a
a while.
very
Like,
stupid thing to have an issue with. The man is in better
Yeah.
shape.
I know.
yeah,
Well, he looks like a main star, like a main roster star now, doesn't he? And, hopefully we'll see him do good things on there. Raquel Rodriguez come up as well, didn't she?
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, again, it doesn't really bother me. Do you know what I mean? Raquel Gonzalez, Rodriguez.
Well, no, they could do with another big
Later
girl from the
tomato.
division on SmackDown anyway. Another muscle girl.
To me, the name change felt a little meh because you looked at a large Hispanic woman with the last name Gonzalez, and you were like, maybe.
But that's a real name, though, mate, and that's the problem.
Hold on. Here's what I feel like they do. I feel like I've heard this somewhere. They ask the performer, we want to copyright your name, and they're like, no. So then they're like, okay, well, what do you have? What can you give us? And if they come up with something, okay, good. If not, they come up with something themselves. There's no telling if Raquel Rodriguez thing wasn't even her idea. So I think to shit on people's ideas, like you think you're shitting on creative, sometimes you're shitting on the performer that you want to back. Yeah. And that's messed up. You don't know the whole story.
And do you know what? I don't mind with the name changes me as long as the performances and they actually do something with someone, like for instance like Butch, Pete Dunne. I'm not happy with that because he lost to a roll up to Xavier Woods, and it's like, that's a bit annoying.
I am entertained by the character. I think it's funny.
I actually am starting to come around on the Butch character too. I like that Ridge and Sheamus have to like hold him back from murdering people.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. But then, as you say, he lost to the backwoods.
But I think that plays to his anger, getting the bet. Like there's things.
True. Do you know what he reminds me of?
See what they do with it.
He reminds me of Ace Ventura, when nature calls. The little guy in the rucksack who jumps out.
I was going to say Scrappy do, but
that's it anyway, guys. We'll wrap up there. So thanks for everyone who's watched us. We appreciate your support as always, and it's going to be a big year for us. We're going to just grow and grow and grow. Zayn, Nick, Jimmy, Matty, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it, guys. It's always great. The more guys we have on the podcast, the more guests we have, the better it is. So we appreciate it anyway. But join us. We'll be back to our normal slot next week of Friday night. So join us then, guys. Until then, keep up to date with the website. Keep on to the YouTube channel, Facebook page. We're doing stuff every day, so make sure you go and check everyone out. But from all of us here, until next time, take care.